All right, so now we're going to be jumping into video 2, which is a second skill. So the skill for this one is finding the whole in a function, and the whole is the value where both the numerator and the denominator equals 0 in a function. So basically what this would look like is you're graphing a function, and then the function's going along, and then all of a sudden there's a value that it is just discontinuous at or doesn't exist for, and then it keeps going. So that would be an example of a whole, is just a value in the center of it where it just doesn't equal that value. It's basically a gap in the function. So taking a look here, a couple different ways that we can solve these, and again we'll go over an example of what you need to do for finding where are these gaps in the function. So the idea for this, your basic steps are you need to factor your numerator and your denominator. And then if you see any common factors, you have to set them equal to 0. And then that is how you're going to find your whole. So let's take it one step at a time here and go over some examples. So again, factor, if you find any common factors, set that equal to 0, and that will be where your whole is. So another example, x minus 2 over x squared minus 4. The top, we can't factor that any further, but the bottom, again, we have an example of difference of squares, but just to be very clear, x squared and minus 4. We can do positive 2 and minus 2. That will give us negative 4. We'll also subtract to give us 0 as our center value. So we can rewrite this as x minus 2 on the top, and then on the bottom, x plus 2, and then x minus 2. Do we have any common factors? Why, yes, we do. So we have to take that common factor and set it equal to 0. So we'll do that on both sides here. We'll get x equals 2, so we would say that there is a whole at x equals 2. So that's your job when you're going through these functions, is to factor both the top and the bottom, and then find where the whole is. A second example might have a little bit of extra factoring to do here. On the top, we have even numbers. We can factor a 2 out of those right away. The bottom, x plus 5, is fully factorable. On the top again, this is an example of the difference of squares, so we can put that into a box. And if you can't see how, again, pause the video now and you should put it into a box to see how you can solve it. We'll be left with x plus 5 and x minus 5. And on the bottom, we have just x plus 5. Well, where are the common factors? We have x plus 5 here. So we would take that, set that equal to 0, subtract on both sides, and we'll get x equals minus 5, and then we can say again, there is a whole at x equals minus 5. So again, this function would be going along. As soon as you hit x equals minus 5, there's that gap, and that's what we're solving for with finding the whole of a function. Hopefully these two examples help. Keep watching. We have 1 or 2 more videos to go.